Holt and Kevin Bartle.
Welcome to Condors Unleashed, everyone. Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle with you here this afternoon. Thanks for taking your lunch hour and spending it with us. If you're wondering why we have these cool, stylish hats on, Barts, we're giving them away on Saturday night.
They look great.
They're awesome.
I look better than you, but whatever.
No, I disagree wholeheartedly. Barts is modeling the old school baseball hat because
It's traditional.
He's old school.
I am kind of old school.
Yeah, and I'm representing the new school. And to be honest with you, I like the front of this one better.
Yeah.
I like the design.
I'm just not a flat bill type of person.
I am.
But this is the dilemma that the promotional
team
coordination efforts came across. So we just figured we'd do both.
Let's do them both. First 2,000 people 5 and older will get their choice. You can take this one or that one. The earlier you get there, the more inclined you are to be able to have a choice between the two.
You can get with this or you can get with that.
Yeah. Mac Daddy will make you jump. Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle. Again, thanks for taking your lunch hour, spending it with us. We're exhausted. Game last night. We were here till 12 o'clock. I barely have a voice, but Condors pick up a big win last night and get back in the win column.
It's true, and you losing your voice is probably the best news we have here for the day. But
yeah, that's true.
A good win for the Condors last night. They pulled through, I think, a key second period, and we'll talk with our guests here tonight, who played a huge role in the game last night. Greg Miller, he had 2 goals in the game. The rookies shined last night for the Condors, and they end up taking the 3-2 victory. And what do you know? A 1-goal game against Las Vegas.
Troy, man, we'll come on. We'll break down some video. And Barts, by the way, it's a great show here today. It's a great show.
I think it really is a great show.
I think it is a great show.
Yeah, I mean, normally we're kind of lying to people.
Yeah, no, today is really a great show.
You can trust us.
We'll have some breaking news maybe at the end of the show. Who knows? You never know what might happen on Condors Unleashed. Mark Nessia will come on. He'll make some picks. Mark Nessia, the Condors team photographer, who, for my money, is the best photog in the league.
He's great.
He'll show off some of his best pictures of the season. We'll also make some picks as well in For the Record with him. But we always start the show, Barts,
with Holty's headlines.
I mean, the phone is on for late breaking news. Any news that is news at Condors Town. Right here to the phone. We'll see. All right, recapping this weekend, let's roll right to the highlights. The Condors knocking off the Las Vegas Wranglers last night, 3-2. In the Condors Town, the Wranglers were outshot 7-1 in the opening 5 minutes of the hockey game, and that was Laurent Brossois' only save in the opening 10 minutes. He had a light first period, and the Condors would get on the board. Greg Miller's first of the evening, 20th of the season. He would have 2 on the night total as Ryan Watson just muscled it out in front. Greg Miller potted it home, and that's goal number 20, Barts. And we talk about benchmarks throughout the course of a season, especially with rookies. 20 goals in your rookie campaign is a nice little benchmark for Greg Miller.
Yeah, it really is. He's just the second 20-goal scorer to be on the Condors roster in the last 3 seasons. So also a rookie being the other guy on that list, Robbie D. But, yeah, it's certainly a nice mark for him.
Then we got a fight. Andrew Carroll, Adam Huxley for the 4th time of this season. Those two had dropped the mitts, and this one turned into a wrestling match. And as we have seen with Andrew Carroll this season, very difficult to budge him. He probably has the strongest legs, I think, in the ECHL, and you just cannot move him. And Adam Huxley had trouble moving him last night as well.
Is that a scientific assessment of his legs?
Listen, they're tree trunks. I mean, I have chicken legs. Andrew Carroll, I don't know what you would describe him as, but they're tree trunks.
I'm perfectly comfortable with you describing your own legs, but I don't really like you talking about another man's legs on our show.
He would describe them the same way. There's no doubt in my mind. And Carroll and Huxley, and Carroll ends up getting in a good left here once he gets his arm free. And this one lasted for a solid minute as both of these combatants had difficulty getting rid of each other. And then Carroll's going to come around with a left here right to the face of Adam Huxley, and Huxley fighting for the 2nd straight game, and Carroll for the 14th time this season, which leads the Condors in that department. 16 overall for Carroll. He had 2 with Greenville. The second period, Las Vegas completely turned this game on its head. 5 consecutive shots here on Laurent Brossoit, and he made all 5 saves on the Wranglers. And the last one, the biggest one, with the shot from the right circle from Eddie Del Grosso. And Brossoit ended up with a big night as well. 28 stops on the evening for the rookie on 30 shots. The Condors would lose their lead. It was tied 1-1, but then Greg Miller, off a great feed from George Hughes, able to knock that one to the back of the net, put the Condors back in front 2-1. That was a power play goal for the Condors, and we'll ask Greg Miller about this later on when he comes on the show. But, Parch, you watch this one. He gets upended before this goal even goes in, ends up being a penalty, and then he gets back up and puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's ironic because the penalty actually ends up putting him directly in position to get the goal. He goes down. He was driving the net. Now, by the time he gets up, everyone else had gone to the front of the cage, and he's still right where he was when he got back up. And it's a great pass and a nice play by Hughes.
I mean, look at all the bodies that were going to George Hughes. There were 4 bodies plus the goaltender. And then you mentioned the rookies having a big night. Nick McNeil, his first professional game, his first professional goal, rookie out of the University of New Brunswick. And there it is, number 44.
It's always cool. It's always cool to see a story like that. A guy in his first game getting a goal earlier in the game. Back in the first period, he had thrown a couple of big hits. So he definitely warmed himself up to the Condorstown crowd.
That's his. He becomes, I should say, the 7th Condor this season to score his first professional tally. The lone rookie left, well, if you include Jordan Haywood, but Joey Leach up in the American Hockey League, he's on notice. And he's up in OKC right now, hoping that he can get off the schneid here in his first pro season. But good goal that time from McNeil as Thurber assisted on it. The Condors would give up a goal late. It was a 6-on-4 power play for Las Vegas, but the Condors would salt it away with a 3-2 victory over the Las Vegas Wranglers after falling 4-2 on Saturday night. But you saw Greg Miller scored on Saturday night as well. Miller, now on a 5-game point streak with 6 points in his last 5 games, he's off and rolling. And the Condors coming back last night with a big victory over the Las Vegas Wranglers, 3-2. Now a 3-3 weekend upcoming for the Condors. Friday night in Ontario, Saturday home against the Reign, and then Sunday afternoon back in Las Vegas against the Las Vegas Wranglers. All right, Holty headline number 2. We talked about the new faces in Condorstown. You get a good look at them here. The guy on the left of your screen, Jordan Haywood, defenseman out of Merrimack College, and he had an impressive start to his Condors career as well. 2 assists in his first 2 games.
Yeah, he made a nice play to get his first pro point in his first pro game. Remember, he goes down on one knee, gloves down, an aerial pass, then floats a little sauce pass and set up one of the Condors' big goals.
I mean, Mark Nessie couldn't include this in his pictures for this segment upcoming here at Condors Unleashed. But that picture to your right there, if you look at it, I mean, that's as good a picture as you're going to find. Nick McNeil scoring his first professional goal, and the puck's in the back of the net. Fullerton's looking behind him, and McNeil's about ready to celebrate his first Gino.
Yeah, he took some great pictures from the rafters of Rabobank Arena in last night's game, and those are cool, man. There's some people that can't go up there. They can't handle the rafters.
No, he can handle the heights, and he does very well. And we'll talk to him later. And for the record, we'll get his thoughts on some of the pictures he's taken throughout the season that you've seen on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, we talked about it last night. Dare you to find anyone with content up quicker than the Bakersfield Condors. You can't find it.
I dare you.
I dare you. It's impossible. And now you've gone kind of let's go back. What's going on?
What?
You've gone kind of new school, old school here. You're like kind of like Marky Wahlberg.
Just wearing it backwards.
Yeah, I mean, are you trying to be
do that,
now,
can't you? You can't do that anymore?
I don't know. Troy Mann would not be happy.
That, well, most coaches have that on the fine list.
Yeah, you can't wear your hat backwards.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. All right, Holty's headline number 3, Carl's Jr. 2 for Tuesday. We talked about it last week. Well, there's another Carl's Jr. 2 for Tuesday coming up on Tuesday, the 25th. That's next Tuesday when the Condors take on the Alaska Aces. Head to any Bakersfield Carl's Jr. location. Get yourself a combo meal, and you'll get a 2-for-1 ticket coupon. Good for next Tuesday's game. It's good for anywhere in the building.
I just want to warn people because we went to Carl's Jr. yesterday.
Yes.
They had the coupons, but they did not give it to us immediately. They weren't sure that they had any left.
That's how many people are scooping them up. So
right.
make sure you
so
ask.
if you go and make sure you ask and you get your coupon. Don't eat your delicious meal and then go home and say I never got my coupon. You might have to ask.
Yeah. Just say, please, may I have my Condors coupon?
You want to be polite, of course.
The Condors and Kevin Bartle said I can get a coupon. Please give me my coupon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you
Smile.
go. Yeah.
All right, Holty's headline number 4. We're rolling along here. This is great. I told you it was going to be a great show, Barts. Oilers now with Bob Stoffer on 630 Ched. That's what they call it up there in Oil Country.
Great. The C is the Canadian version of K.
Thanks.
So I'm just letting people know, that's like all the Canadian stations start with C.
Yeah.
People don't know
like
that.
K-U-Z-Z or
yes. Or
K-L-L-Y.
Or if you're east of the Mississippi, which a lot of people out here don't realize, it's W.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like WBZ.
People don't know. They don't know.
I know.
Well, you know.
And were you talking to me or were you talking to the people?
I said people. People don't know. People. Some people.
Anyways, Oilers now with Bob Stoffer. It's currently going on right now. You can tune in 630ched.com. But we really want you to tune in at 12:45 because Troy Mann will be a guest of Bob Stoffer's. We'll talk some Condors hockey. We'll talk Oilers prospects. Should be a great show. Laurent Brossoit was on the show last week. It's going to be a weekly segment with Condors players, staff, coaches, whoever, each and every week on Oilers Now with Bob Stoffer. So tune in 12:45 right after Troy Mann does his thing here on Condors Unleashed, and we hope Troy shows up soon because he's up next. So Troy, if you're out there,
I hope the pizza shows up soon.
Yeah, pizza more valuable, I think, right now at this point than Troy Mann. With through 4 Holty's headlines, on to the 5th one.
That's great. That's disgusting.
Yeah. If you think, Holty, what sites were you on? I was just on the Detroit Pistons website.
Don't lie. That's your family album. That's your family. That's your Facebook page.
We're having a Hairiest back contest, Condors Town. It's coming up next Friday, the 20, what's that, the 8th? 25,
yes.
26, 27, 28th. It's Oilers night. We're going to be donning Bakersfield Oilers throwback jerseys. And during that game as well, we're going to have the Hairiest back contest. As far as we know, it's a first in Condors Town, I think. Bart, you've been here long enough.
That's disgusting.
It's awesome. This picture was taken from the Detroit Pistons, who also held a Hairiest back contest.
Yes.
The Providence Bruins do it as well. What we need you to do, men, women, anybody, women for men, if your man in your life has a hairy back, take a picture of it and submit it to us. Condors at BakersfieldCondors.com. Or you can tweet us at Condors with your pictures. And you think, why am I doing this? What's in it for me?
What is in it for you?
Well, if we pick you and you're one of our 5 finalists, you'll get tickets to the game for you and your family. That's a bonus.
Just for being a finalist and coming.
Being a finalist. And if you win the contest, you get a $75 gift card to Eureka Burger and more to be determined. Can't beat that.
Maybe a 6-pack of razors.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe a hot shave.
Maybe we will bring the winner into Be Well Live and they'll get a hot shave.
Sure. I mean, that would be for the best. But the Hairiest back contest coming up next Friday, the 28th, in Condors Town.
Listen, you and I have seen this before.
We're partnering with KUZZ as well on this.
We've seen this before in Providence.
Yes.
And they've done it for years in Providence.
My dad talked about it.
Listen, it's funny. It is funny, and the guys get into it.
Yes.
All of a sudden, they have never been prouder that they look like they're wearing a sweater.
I mean, we're talking any kind of hair. You can have a gray hairy back, like this gentleman, kind of like George Clooney, a little salt and pepper.
Yeah. He's got the spine.
That's what we're looking for.
He's got the spinal
fur.
fur.
Have the spine braid.
The spinal fur that's not standard. I mean, that's just one of the different kinds. There's the curly. Some people's backs are curly.
Listen, let me tell you something, Condors Town. I've been looking to get the Hairiest back contest on the promotions agenda for 3 years now. This is my 3rd season.
This is true.
They finally put it on. So please, don't disappoint me.
Don't let Holty down.
Women, I know there are men in your life. Brothers, sisters.
Could be.
You never know.
Could be.
Dads, uncles, cousins. Guys have hairy backs. Take a picture, get them to the game, and maybe they'll win dinner for Yeah, $75. That's dinner for at least
That's
two.
a lot.
Yeah. Plus more. We're partnering
Plus
with
more.
KUZZ.
We're gonna get more.
You can enter on there as well next week. But again, at Condors, you can tweet us. Submit your photos to Condors at BakersfieldCondors.com. Let's have a lot of fun. I mean, this should be fun next Friday.
I love
And if that's not enough, you can go to the Condors Craft Beer Festival
Yeah,
next
true.
Friday, the 28th, poolside, 5:30 p.m. Tickets $30 for general public, includes a ticket to the game, or $20, and $20 is for our season ticket holders because you already have a ticket to the game.
I was told that we had a whole bunch of season ticket holders buy their tickets last night, taking
That's
advantage.
Call 324-PUCK, 324-7825 during the week, or you can come by the customer service table at the game on Saturday. Get your tickets for the first ever Condors Craft Beer Festival. 21 and older, you have to be. All right, we'll step out, take a break. Holty's headlines in the books. When we come back, I think Troy Mann's here.
I
hope
have
he's here.
not. I have not seen him.
I haven't seen him, but
If he's not here, the pizza is, and we'll
we're gonna
we'll
eat
just
some
eat
pizza
for 15 minutes.
All right, when we come back, Troy Mann will join us. It's Condors Unleashed live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield Californian on Bakersfield.com. Stay tuned.